Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Superman Adventures, issue number 39. Now, as you know, the comics do follow some continuity of the Superman animated series, but with some stories that either feel out of continuity or out of place. So the cover you have Superman and Supergirl being tied up while they watch on some sort of creation. And we're introduced on Supergirl's home planet, where she's burying her family to rest, saying, "Their hearts are at peace, since they beheld free out at heart infancy. Goodbye, mother." And Supergirl mainly says goodbye to her family, but admits that it's hard to let go of what happened. And eventually they go to Kara's mother's old lab to bring in the equipment, and we hear a voice where Kara thinks she hears something, and like, "Kara, what? Hold on, I thought I just heard something. Clark, above us!" So, yeah, this is probably the reason why they should have probably some sort of solar suit with Lelo's sun energy or something inside. It would save them a lot of trouble. So they just made it by the inch of their teeth. They leave while Kara tries to explain that she did hear her mother's voice, but Clark believes that she might have heard something. She says, maybe you're right. I guess I just wanted to hear her voice again. One last time." And we're introduced to Mother's Day, where Martha tries to talk with Kara, and we see Jonathan Kent and Martha going on a dance due to Clark arranging this Mother's Day event. And Clark notices that Kara barely touched her food, but tries to be there for her. And we see Professor Hamilton working on his project. He's like, "Evening, Professor. I'm surprised to see you here. On Mother's Day? Well, Mother's away on a dig in Tunisia. Bless her. So I decided to use Star Lab's downtime once again and tackle this blasted Argon puzzle box. And so something happens. It's activated, but something happens. One of the guys get blasted, probably getting killed, and Hamilton says, it's too late for us to do anything here." And so Superman and Kara see what's going on and decide to get into action right away. And you've got Kara in a Linda Danvers costume. Now, I know the creators wanted to use this due to the fact that Linda Danvers was mainly the current Supergirl, but couldn't they have just made the t-shirt blue and, I don't know, try and make it similar to Kara's actual costume? Just saying, I know it took them some time before Justice League Unlimited. So they get ready into action and get tied up by tentacle-like wires. And they get blasted by red sun energy. And Hamilton says, "I tried to warn you. That solar projector has a red sun setting. We developed it in case we ever had to deal with the Phantom Zone criminals again." Now, when you think about it, in Justice League Unlimited, he did portray Superman for right reasons, and why didn't he use any of this beforehand? And we see that it's created some sort of device, create some sort of artifact, and it's a Brainiac version of Supergirl's mum saying, "A simple law to bring you here. Simple but effective, and all according to plan. Good Lord, it looks like she's just like Brainiac. But that face, that voice, it's my mother's. Mercy Rao, what's going on here?" And we see that in LexCorp, one of the professors explains that someone had hacked into Brainiac's designs, and turns out Lex Luthor had a copy of Brainiac, all 10 of them. This actually does hint that there were more Brainiacs planned, and the one we did see in the Legion of Superheroes episode may have been one of those other copies. And we see the kind of other Brainiac being made, and it's Brainiac saying, "Yes, you poor carbon-infested fools. I have returned. No, I find this hasty, convected shell a bit lacking. But no matter, it shall surface for the job at hand. And so it turns out that she was meant to be a kind of a similar version to Brainiac on Supergirl's home planet, Argo. And Brainiac explains that he never really recorded Argo's destruction, but had only a small copy of it. And we see what happened when the planet was in dire need, and how the family were placed in pods. And even Kara points out that her voice was on Argo and they saved them. And this is the moment where the android realizes that Brainiac doesn't care about anyone and decides to use the energy gun against her. And she's like, "Ha! You go!" And so Brainiac tries to take on the other robot, but ends up breaking it. And in the last bit of redemption, gives Superman and Kara the little sun energy to power themselves up. Now, I'm surprised that there was a setting on this, so they mainly take on Brainiac and mainly destroy property and all that. And together they manage to take down Brainiac and destroy him for good, also be it. So, in the last bit of act, Kara's mother's Brainiac robot gives Kara memories of Argo before she dies, saying, "Knowing that you are loved." And so Hamilton says, "Loved? Those were my mother's words. The very last thing I saw her." So she says that she'll keep a hold of it for the time being, and says, "My family here on Earth." And Hamilton looks on at the destroyed mother Brainiac. And so, yeah, this was the story. So what I think, it's actually kind of good. It has an interesting plot, and it would have worked well for a Superman animated series episode. In general, this comic deserves a good thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.